Hi there, welcome. In this video, I'd briefly like to talk about the subject how to find out if your name letters, any of your name letters, are tired and sick. Because in the system, we have been so abused, mentally, physically, emotionally, and every which way. Things have been put into our path to manipulate our timeline, but manipulate like our future, our abilities, and everything else. And so, one way that the system can attack us is by attacking the entities called letters. Letters are literally like teachers, and the numbers are like protectors. But letters are also, as we know, are characters, right? And a character is a personality trait. So it's good to know what the letters mean. I mean, I'm doing a list. I still haven't got around to it yet. I've done some of what the letters mean. I've done A, D, F, G, and a few more. But when I get around to them, I'll list them. Of course, and you'll have access to all of them to find out what the letters really mean. But for example, yeah, going back to the lockdown that they've been under, the A has been hit really, really hard. The first letter in the English alphabet, and also the first vowel in the alphabet. And what was I gonna say? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's night time. It's time for bed, really. But so the letters they are they're character traits as well as teachers, and of course the system doesn't want us to have access to these character trait stroke teachers, and we all have a right to them because we all have a name, and they know who we are by the census that they have, where we have to put our name and our address and our date of birth and where we were born, etc., etc. But we have to fight back, and we can fight back. So basically, they've made the energy of the letters sick, right? It's akin to we have the ethers, right? Uh, as we're born into the ethers, and the ethers, what is the ether but a chemical substance that knocks you out when you are going to have an operation? And yet, we've got the ethers above, right? So we are kind of like half asleep all the time, really. And yet we do so much in this kind of half asleep stage. But to wake up completely, I think first of all, we have to, as I said, acknowledge the power of our names. Completely acknowledge the power of our name. First of all, find out what your name means. Like my name, Diana, is like the goddess of the moon. Roman, the Roman version of that is the goddess of the moon. And so, whatever name you have, you find out what that means, and you link with that power if it's positive. I mean, most names are, right? But for example, the name Sarah means princess and so on. But so getting back now to the letters, to find out if they were sick. And I mentioned in another video where nobody but my family calls me Diana. I always have to fight. Outside of my family, if I say to someone introduce themselves to me, we're at a function, out at the road, wherever, what's your name? My name's Diana. Hi, Diane. And 10 times out of 10, they would call me Diane. And I wondered about this. and I had to fight, really fight. And I could say it 6, 7 times, and it'd be really hard for them to call me Diana. And I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes, the person's name might be 3 times longer than mine. And I have no problem calling them by the name that they told me. And I always thought that term, unless you told them that you can shorten the name, it's okay. That's right. But if you insist that, look, I like my name, I would appreciate if you actually call me by my name, the name I told you that I am. And why is it so easy for you to call me Diane, Diane, when I said to you Diana? And then they might make the effort and call me Diana once, and then it goes back to Diane. And anyway, I meditated on this, and I meditated on the letter A, and I realized that the letter A was like really ill, really sick. It kept when I focused and meditated on it, it kept falling down all the time. And I thought, oh my goodness, is this why? And anyway, I kind of like focused like some light and love on it, and it would, during the meditation, and it would kind of come back up right. But if I stop, then it just kind of fell down again. So I'm always like giving light and love to the letter A, but also to all the other letters as well. And when you look at, for example, like vowels, it actually, in the English, it tells you like A, E, I, O, and U, that a vowel is actually the vowel of L, right? And so these teachers found to be like helpers of L, and L is like a name for the God force or the God source, right? And like someone above them, if you think of a school and you've got teachers, right? And then you've got like the head teacher or the principal or whatever above. So that's who they're working for. I mean, all letters, in a sense, work for a higher power, but these 5 vowels have taken on like an extra responsibility, I suppose you can call it. So what you could do is just relax, yeah. When you have a moment, you just relax, sitting on a chair, bed, floor, whichever you feel comfortable with, and you go through the letters of your name one at a time. And have pen and paper nearby so that when you finish, you can jot down your experience, what you saw, so you don't forget. And so for me, I would concentrate, I would meditate on D for a while, and then I and A and N and so on. And it's I mean it's amazing, really. It's an amazing thing to do, and you will find, so do it with all the letters of your name, your first name, any middle name, surname. But you can do your first name one time and then leave it for a while, and maybe later in the day do the rest, or the next day or whatever. You don't really want to overwhelm yourself by doing all the letters in one go. So it'd be good if you have the patience to do your your first name and give it at least a day for you to, before you do another name, and do it a few times, and you will find over time, right, that even though you may have some kind of results the first time, not necessarily, so don't give up. And you will find that there'd be like some activity going on with one or more of your letters. And the reason I said it's good to know what the letters mean, because if they have a specific job, or like their the letters are characters, and as I said before, that characters are like a personality trait, right? And so if you say, for example, my first letter, Diana, right, is D, okay? Now D is all about like stability, being grounded, and being like self-assured, and so on, right? Being able to like plan ahead and stick to a plan. I mean, there's such a lot more, but just to give you an idea. So that's the first letter of my name. So that should be like a very powerful energy within me. But if I find that I'm like a scatterbrain, I can't think, and it's hard for me to focus at any point in time. I just can't be bothered with anything um, anything like that. I'm just like all over the place, and tell myself that's not for me. That means that that letter D needs some serious healing. Or, for example, say like the letter N in my name, that's all about like adventure and being inquisitive about things and movement and travel, and always want to travel, if not physically, then in the mind via books or imagination. And it's also like a lot of like literary talent goes with it, like writing and that kind of stuff. And so if I find that I have absolutely no interest in anything like that, it means that the N needs healing, because that is its function. So if you yeah, so if you find that you get bored like really quickly, or you're just not interested in anything like that, that talent ability is within you, but the N, it's incapacitated basically, and it's because the system has literally attacked all of the letters and all of the numbers. And I might get to a video on the numbers another time. So do that, and then at the end of it all, just send the letters, individual letters, some light and love and some kind of healing color. Choose your like favorite color, but a good one would be gold. Purple is a really amazing healing power. So you can probably send purple and then gold, or purple is sort of like a laid back healing color, whereas like gold or even orange is more of like an active, power. So experiment with both colors and see how you feel, and see what response that you get from the letters. All right. And yeah, as I said, go through all of the letters, and you could also do it for like children as well. Do it for them, so you can meditate on their names if you've got any children, or you can do it with partners, and you can do it together and see what happens. But it's very important to do it, because our name is or like symbol or status in the world. Who are we without a name? When we're out and about, we get called by our names, right? It distinguishes us in a crowd, and it's like a mantra or name, because it gets called so many times, right? And so these letters, they have like a symbiotic relationship with us. They merge with us, right? And so we need to kind of keep them going, keep them alive. Well, they're alive, but if we don't use them, call them, acknowledge them, write them out once or twice a day at least, using bright colored pens, or like paint or things like that, where you can actually, when you look at them, they look like more alive, rather than when you just write with pen, black ink, and that's okay. But now and again, just dress them up, Write them as ornate as you can, with flourishes and loops and so on, right? To help bring that energy back. Because it's like if you keep, when you write all the time and you're just writing anything really and just blacking all the time, um, it's not that much energy, with them. I hope I'm making sense. So yeah, do that exercise and reconnect and take back your power. We take back our power because there are like paratroopers in an army, soldiers in a unit, or letters and our numbers, and they're there for us. And the we have, as I said, it's like that energy that they put into us and to help us function and elevate us and all these talents and so on and abilities that are attached to these letters and but they're they've been attacked so badly that they're so debilitated, so they need us to help them. They need us to help them. Letters are characters, entities. They're actually entities as well. As I said, teacher. Um, they're like you and I, really. And anyway, I'm gonna leave it like that because really late at night here. So I'm gonna leave it like that, and I just wanted to touch on that and share that with you. All right, so you take care and thanks for popping by, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Diana. Bye bye.